After this powerful version of Bhagavan Lingodhava Murti, today, in the very time of Pradosham, we all are having the most beautiful darshan of Bhagavan Lingodhava Murti. And to all the participants, every one of you who received this darshan today, all of you have been initiated into conscious supremacy, conscious sovereignty, experientially understanding that you and your consciousness alone is the supreme. Your consciousness alone is the ultimate. Everyone who attended the darshan today have been blessed with this as your very experience. So hope all of you enjoyed the darshan. Can I request all of you to share how was your experience? How did you all enjoy the darshan? Please take a few minutes and I request all of you to please share. How did you all enjoy the darshan? Understand, this darshan is so powerful. Just by sitting in Swamiji's presence, receiving this darshan, anywhere, wherever you had the issue, you felt something you were dependent on other than your identity, that your consciousness, other than the eternal component of you, all of that has been completely burnt, replaced, re-energized with this powerful darshan. Now, we're all going to be manifesting a very interesting round of our manifestation. And I'm going to request all the participants, every one of you here, please take a few minutes and connect to a partner. Within the Zoom room itself, I request all of you to connect. Can I please request each of you to connect to a partner? Right after this darshan, just sit and connect to a partner. In this space of deep feeling connection, when you just sit after the darshan, manifest powers. Understand, today we had such amazing sessions, right? From understanding about conscious sovereignty, understanding about what we are, who we are, up until now, where Swamiji has initiated us to experientially understand this whole thing. Please just settle down. I request each of you to connect to a partner. Ma Patricia, Ma Yogananda Rupini, Ma Jia Feng Yin, Ma Agama Priya, Ma Shreya Gupta, Ma Nitya Sudamini. I request all of you to please connect to each other. You all can post a message in the Zoom chat and connect. Come on. Please post in the Zoom chat. Ma Yogamalar, you can connect to Ma Shreya Gupta. Ma Patricia, you can connect to Ma Yogananda Rupini. Ma Ananda Mahapurna, you can connect. Okay, there are so many people here. Come on, all of you, please put on the Zoom chat and connect with your partner. Ma Stephanie, Ma Namika, Ma Ratnaprabha, Ma Anupama, Ma Yogeshwara, Ma Punidavati, Ma Priyanka, Ma Hannah, Prabhu Ayya, Trang, Jenny Tran, Nithyananda Ma Jenny, Ma Stephanie, Ma Vamadevananda. Come on, all of you, please connect to a partner. All the participants that are sitting here with us, kindly be on camera and understand right after the darshan. See, how many of you enjoyed today's darshan? This space that you are experiencing is the fuel for you to be able to manifest powers. Swamiji has initiated. I'm seeing a group of you who have been very sincerely coming without missing a single day, single darshan, and sitting and doing the power manifestation. This will help you tremendously to be able to connect with Swamiji more and more deeply and to be able to manifest it as a power. The feeling connection, you're going to be manifesting that itself as a power inside you. So kindly settle down, turn on your cameras and let us now enter into the power manifestation. I request all the participants to connect to a partner. I'll walk you all through step by step what exactly you're going to do, right? Can I please request you all to message? You can message in the chat itself. Mama, Kala Kala Priya, you can sit with your son also and manifest. Come on, all of you sit together. Start manifesting the power. Really, it'll be like fun. You can just sit together. Satma, Sangeeta, you and Ma Harilyn Gomez can connect. Ma Harilyn Gomez, you and Ma Sangeeta can connect. Ma Shreya Gupta, you and Ma Yogamalar can connect. You all can just message on the chat to each other. Just message on the chat and you can connect. I'll explain to you all what exactly you're going to do. Right? Your partner is going to be thinking of some incident of their life. It could be anything. They could think about their, let's say, their birthday party, or they could be thinking about a moment where they visited some temple or where they received blessings from Swamiji. They can think about any incident.
Nithyananda, everyone. Yes. Now we are going to do the third eye for manifestation. And please go ahead and tie your eyes with your eye band. And you can also share your darshan experience. So please go ahead and tie your eyes with eye band. And sit straight with your head neck back straight line. All of you, please go ahead, and those of you who are still not yet ready, please go ahead. Tie your eyes with eye band and get ready for the third eye power manifestation. Now, now bring restful awareness to your third eye. And continue to hold Swamiji's palm in your third eye. Any thoughts, anything in between, just let it go. You bring your attention back to your third eye again and again. Now start chanting the Mahavakya. Intensely chant the Mahavakya and experience the space of oneness. With that space of oneness, scan through your third eye and manifest the power of third eye. I am going to project the picture.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasudashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda. 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
Now open your eyes and go ahead and share whatever your third eye revealed in the chat. They will get to manifest. How about others? Jnana Guru Prasadini, Michael Time. All of you quickly post whatever your third eye revealed. Yao Ho, what is your manifestation? Mountains, lines. Okay, anyone else? I'm projecting the picture now. This is what I projected. All right. So now we have been learning the Shiva Sutras. What are the Shiva Sutras? Shiva Sutras are Paramashiva's techniques for our enlightenment. He has given to Devi, through Devi, to Nandi and Saptarishis, and to all the humanity. These are there are 112 techniques, and each technique is so simple, but yet so profound. There were 60 books were written, and there are so many books of that were written. 60 main scriptures was written, including Guru Gita and many other books. And there are about 10,000 sampradayas formed based on the Shiva Sutras. For example, just for your information, all the Buddhists follow the Vipassana, one of the technique, Vipassana. This is one of the Shiva Sutra technique. What we learn, completion, one of the Shiva Sutra technique. Is Vijnana Bhairava Tantra is written from the Shiva Sutra. Completion is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. So there are these sutras, the many religions formed, and each technique has a power to straight away enlighten. So we have been learning that, and now we are going to learn one more technique of Shiva Sutras. Swamiji has spoken about 2 years from 2005 to 2007 in various cities. He has spoken, and some of the techniques is what we are learning. And we have learned in the introduction that they are straight techniques. They did not add any other extra stuff. Not even a one word can be changed or altered, added a comment. Swamiji said, I'm only translating in English. These are the techniques from Paramashiva himself. So now we are going to learn the sutra in English. I'm going to explain first. Experience the life energy in you. Consider your essence as light rays rising from the center to center up the vertebrae, and so arises livingness in you. It's a true translation. The sutras, Sanskrit sutras, true translation. Let us understand how Swamiji explained this sutra. This sutra is the essence of visualization technique. And there are many different kinds of methods. This sutra is referred as the Jnana Sutra. So there are actually 3 types of sutra. Shiva Sutras are 3 types. One is Ananda Sutra, one is Nitya Sutra, and one is Jnana Sutra. One of the 3 categories, Jnana, Nitya, and Ananda Sutra. I repeat, Jnana Sutra, Nitya Sutra, Ananda Sutra. This is also a Nitya Sutra. Jnana Sutra and Nitya Sutra generally is only one, but this sutra is also Jnana Sutra and Nitya Sutra, which means that we need to understand. Jnana Sutra means we just need to understand. Nothing needs to be done. Nitya Sutra means you need to practice every day. Ananda Sutra, as and required, you need to use it. This is Jnana Sutra, that means you need to understand this technique, and also Nitya Sutra means you need to practice. Nitya Sutra meaning we need to understand and internalize the core of this teaching throughout the day. As Jnana Sutra, we specifically allot a few minutes each day to experiment with the technique and experience it. Ananda Sutra is just once upon hearing, we experience the type of revelation as it goes straight to the core and we are transformed. So we have been learning all different kinds of techniques. So this is not Ananda Sutra. Ananda Sutra is just one time you hear, you internalize, that goes to the core. But this sutra is Jnana Sutra. That means you have to thoroughly understand. And this is also Nitya Sutra. That means you have to practice. So consider, so now let's get into the essence. Consider your essence as light rays rising from your center and center up to vertebrae. And so arises the livingness in you. This technique is the basis for the entire Kundalini tradition, where thousands of Kundalini awakening methods are contained. Kundalini is the potential energy which we carry inside of ourselves. So we're going to have a separate day exclusively for Kundalini awakening. We'll be learning more and more of that. So this sutra is the basis for the entire Kundalini, thousands of methods of Kundalini awakening methods. And if the energy is awakened, naturally and automatically, the non-mechanical parts of our brain, the part of being that allows us to experience the self or our true nature, will be awakened. The awakening of the Kundalini is very powerful process. Many methods and many techniques, many traditions refer to this process. So one of the important things we should know with a living master, the awakening of the Kundalini is very easy and safe. But without a living master, it is like reading a few medical books and experimenting on ourselves. You definitely will get the knowledge, but will you be able to experience on your own body or another's body reading the medical books? You need to learn properly with the medical doctors. You need to go to the school and learn properly with the medical doctors, isn't it? Same way, you need to have a enlightened master before you practice this initiation. Whatever is said and done, we cannot directly experiment with these medicines after reading a few medical books. Same way, we cannot experiment these methods only with the initiation you can experience. So there is a story, Dakshinamurti Swamigal. It is not the Dakshinamurti, the Paramashivoham form, but the Dakshinamurti Swamigal, one of the Swami, used to sit under a banyan tree. His presence used to be so intense. He had such an intense presence that a person could touch it. His presence, a person could feel it, could touch it, almost see it. A person felt that they could touch and feel God in his presence. Neither one needed to talk, nor did he. He doesn't even speak. Well, so one of the court poets of the country, official poet, sang 1,000 verses on Dakshinamurti Swamigal. He felt his presence and he sang 1,000 poems on him. He is the official poet of the kingdom. Naturally, what would have happened? So by tradition, only if you had killed 1,000 elephants in a war, would you be given the title of greatest warrior? Okay. But this poet sang on Dakshinamurti as one of the poem is the greatest warrior. Generally, literally, a person has to kill physically 1,000 warriors. Then that warrior would be given the title as greatest warrior. But this poet going on singing various poems. One of the poems says he is as the greatest warrior. He was offering his praise in the poem. This poet sang all 1,000 verses praising and the power and the heroic qualities of Dakshinamurti in the Bharani meter. But the king came to know about these verses and his ego was hurt, naturally, because it was known throughout the region that only the king had killed 1,000 elephants in the war. In the whole region, he was the only one up until then who had sung the title of the greatest warrior. Then, as in often case, politicians feel their ego hurt wherever they see the same name and fame or attention a master is gathering. Because king is like a politician, isn't it? So, because politicians tend to thrive on attention from others. So, in contrast, the living masters do not thrive on any attention. They'll be same whether people are around, whether nobody is around. They'll be same blissful nature, transcendental blissful nature. They'll be. So the king was so hurt, very deeply hurt. He called the poet and said, "Justify your decision of singing 1,000 songs to that in that Bharani meter, the specific great way, that Bharani meter, about that beggar, that naked beggar who is sitting under the banyan tree, and which is, how can you sing 1,000 songs about him? Justify singing of his glory, of his heroism. Justify this action, otherwise your head will be cut off." The king literally threatened this because that was the only key with which the king ruled the country. The poet said, "Oh, I don't have any reason for justification. You can kill me, no issues. I have no problem because I have achieved what can be achieved by the human mind and the human body. This body and mind, whatever maximum peak it can experience, it has experienced already by his presence. In his presence, I have experienced the peak, which I can have through, though this body and mind. So now there is no use for this body and mind. I have experienced the peak. If you want, you can separate them. No issue. You can separate my head and neck, body. No issue. Fully sane. But then again, I have no issues, but I can tell you one thing. Because I ate your food, I want to tell you this. He's a court priest, right? So I ate your food, so I want to tell you something. I wanted to make a small request. If you have time, a little patience, Try going and sitting in his presence only once. That's all I'm asking, nothing else. The king, fortunately, even though he was caught by ego, had heard many stories about these enlightened beings in his earlier days. So during his young age, this is one great thing about growing up in India. Even how much ever you have mood swings throughout your life, arrogance, depression, but always, in the back of your mind, in your heart, that existence and of enlightened beings, the gurus, is true. There is something more to our life of the existence of the higher consciousness is true. And if you work, you can have. So that trust will be there in the Indians. So the king, knew there was something beyond himself. So he decided to give himself a chance to check out the poet's story before killing him. After all, it was only an hour's journey to Saint's place. So the king goes there. Now the story takes a whole new turn. In such a beautiful, intense description, the king goes with the whole paraphernalia consisting of the ministers, citizens, and the leading citizens, everyone. All of them go see Dakshinamurti. There was such an intense vibrating silence, not just emanating from Dakshinamurti, the enlightened being who was silent, but even the tree was celebrating the silence. The tree was standing there on the silence. It was rooted in silence. The moments of the tree was celebrating the silence. Then, the moment kings entered the banyan tree's shadow, something happened in him. He went closer and closer with the idea straight away, shouting or questioning. But understand, when you observe intense silence in Master's body language, whether you want it or not, it will penetrate your inner space. People have asked, how is it that India 30 to 40,000 people sit, listen to 5-6 hours in a public discourse or darshans of a master's presence or blessings or satsangs? At least it will be there for 3 hours and there is a question, answer, or darshan. It's not easy for thousands of people sitting silently, isn't it? But in the presence of the vibrant, vibrant presence of the master, people sit. So the transmission of silence happened between the master and the king. The king not only did not utter the word, but forgot the words which he wanted to utter. All he received was one nod from the master, indicating him for him to sit. The master just moved his head and the king sat. The master did not even utter a word to sit. He just moved the head meaning to sit. The king just sat because the king sat, the whole army sat. After that master again went into silence. The silence was so intense. Neither king wanted to break the silence, nor did he have the energy or guts to break the silence. The profound silence continued for an hour, 2 hours, a day, second day, and of course, it's beyond logic, but 1 week passed. 1 week was over. The king neither felt the thirst, nor hunger, nor idea of time during that entire week. We have this idea of time, thought, all that only when we have thoughts. So when there was no thoughts, we will not have the idea of time, not boredom. So time is defined by thoughts. When the thoughts stop, there is no time, idea of time. So after 1 week, since the master was so compassionate, he just moved his eyes and looked into the poet's eyes, now his disciple, and said in a very jovial way, I think the kingdom needs the king back. To take care of the kingdom, and the king has to be there. He smiled, and suddenly all the people came back to their normal mind or mood. The king realized 1 week had passed where there was no thought, no communication, no food, no water, no sleep, only fulfillment, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Understand, if this was just a story, it might have been recorded, some books, but it actually happened. The king built a beautiful, huge temple under the same banyan tree where he sat with Dakshinamurti. Today, not today, actually, in Tiruvayur, you can see that temple, Dakshinamurti Swamigal Mutt. It was designed and built by the king because of his own personal experience. Understand, the king do not do anything like this unless their own personal experience is profound. It was such a strong experience. The king turned and told the poet, thank you for guiding me to him. Now, all I want to tell you is 1,000 are too few for him. 1,000 songs is not enough. Please add some more. Keep singing. May you continue to sing until I will see that wherever your words, they are engraved on some stone walls all over the temple. He wanted to engrave those poems on the walls of the stone walls of the temple. And the king had the entire series of verses engraved on the stone walls of the temple. That power, that intensity, that energy that the king experienced was the great blessing for him. But it was also his fortune to have the intensity himself to foster that experience. So when you are intense, even in outer world, suddenly you will see that you do not need too many words for an enlightened master. Even a few words are enough to lead you to the experience of ultimate human experience. This technique is designed to give you that intensity. Consider your essence as light rays raising from center to center of the vertebrae, and so arises livingness to you. Understand the importance of this technique because of its tremendous importance. This is added in our Nitya Dhyan meditation and the third step. You're asked to visualize your consciousness or what you think as you, as a light, and move this light from one center to another center. You will see the livingness as the intensity rises when you move up from the energy center to energy center, from one chakra to another chakra. You may be thinking, how can visualization move me? How visualization can lead beyond visualization itself? We can always choose choicelessness. So when we consider our essence as a light, the intense light rising from energy center to energy center or from chakra to chakra. What are the chakras? Starting chakra is Mooladhara. So from Mooladhara chakra, the root center, to Swadhisthana, the spleen center, and to the navel center, to the heart center, throat center, and throat center, and the crown center. So Mahadeva, Paramashiva says, and so rises the livingness in us. Livingness refers to the radiating energy which does not create any conflict inside and outside. If there is no conflict inside or outside, it is a livingness, pure livingness. So all you need to do is bring intensity. Intensely being inside. We create so many conflict intensely. We fight with others so intensely. But that intensity, we have to bring inside. That livingness means intensity, which does not create any conflicts, flowing but intense, no conflicts. We can be very intense, whatever we are doing. When we see a hill in front of us, when this hill is have an elevator, we automatically take the elevator. We automatically take the diversion without wasting energy. In a similar way, no river speeds and needs a navigator to reach the ocean. It's automatic. So we need to flow with that intensity, like how a river flows to the destination. We need to have the intensity, then we will know where to go, how to move forward in life. What we need is intensity. And Swamiji says there is this beautiful word called Jnana Varishta Bhakti, meaning Jnana Varishta Bhakti means devotion, flowing like a devotee, but intense like a person of knowledge. Devotion with absolute knowledge, both extreme. Knowledge indicates the intensity, flow indicates the devotion. Both should be completely based on each other. That is Jnana Varishta Bhakti. So Mahadeva, Paramashiva, in this technique, giving that. Consider your essence as light rising from center to center of the vertebrae, so rises livingness in you. It's a very powerful technique, and it is a Jnana Sutra we need to do every day as part of our routine. So that's why it is added in Nitya Dhyan meditation. So, but we are understanding the sign from the Shiva Sutra. Should take a little time to sit and collect ourselves, integrate ourselves by doing strong visualization step by step. This technique is very useful, wonderful technique when you really need to uh, develop a greater intensity. There is a beautiful story Swamiji shares. A person prayed intensely to God. God appeared and asked, "What do you want?" He said, "God, you should be always with me." God said, "All right, I will be always be with you." God blessed him. So wherever he walks, he always sees an extra pair of footprints, God's footprint. Two sets of footprints when he walks. One of his and the other one is God's. But whenever he experiences depression, he sees only one set of footprints. One day he asked God, "What is this? When I'm in depression, you're not following me. You're not with me. I don't see your footprint when I'm in depression." God says, "Fool, when you're in a depression, I'm carrying you. You're seeing only my footprints. You're not seeing your footprint." So this technique can be like a carrying energy. You can relax on these techniques wherever you are facing some mood swings, difficulties, you need some change of energy. You will use this technique. They can also be so powerful, and they will bring you back to the same peak intensity that connects you back to the higher intelligence. So now let's enter into the technique. Let me describe the technique. We start with the root center, Muladhara Chakra. At the end of the spinal cord, visualize ourselves, whatever you think as you, the light, whatever you are, the light, an intense, energized light ball, white light, golden light, whatever you, light ball. Visualize at the root center, base of the spine, area near the base of the spine, along the spinal cord. Visualize for some time. And you move to the Swadhisthana, the spine center, 2 inches above the Muladhara Chakra. Then go to the Manipuraka, that is the navel center. Then go to Anahata, the heart center, the throat center, and the Anya, and the crown center, Sahasrara. By the time you come from center to center, chakra to chakra, the livingness, your intensity also will increase. You will become very intense. Only after this, you can do anything, unclutching or understanding of the Ananda Sutta. So technique is added in the Nithyananda meditation. When the body intensely is being highlighted, we will have a beautiful digestive system. And the first part of the Nithyananda meditation is the creating a healthy body. The second part of the Nithyananda humming is, and the third part is, which is visualization. Both of them are to create a healthy mind and emotion. When you do that humming, it clears off your inner chanting. Because your inner chatter starts from the navel. When you do the intense humming, it shakes the stomach area, the navel region, and your inner chatter will be clear. After that, you move chakra by chakra, center by center, the visualization of the energy centers. It's a healthy, heightened emotional awareness of each chakra. And after that, we move on to the unclutching. It is a heightened spiritual consciousness, the choiceless awareness. Relaxing and resting into the whole cosmic energy. Now let's enter into the technique which will raise your awareness and livingness to its peak. So let us do these techniques. Any questions, please do let me know. You do the meditation intensely. Any questions, please do let me know. Actually, we will listen to one more sutra, and we will do the Nithya meditation, especially focusing on the awareness of the energy centers. Any questions? Are you all able to understand? Swamiji has spoken elaborately on many sutras over a period of 2 years.
Me read the translation. Just as you have the impulse to do something, stop and become enlightened. Just like you laugh. I think Devi also would have laughed. Don't know whether Devi laughed or the rishis laughed. Anyhow, looks very funny. It's like a very simple thing. The further, there are some techniques. You will be surprised. He says, feel one with universe and become enlightened. You may think, what is he talking? Actually, the other day, I was talking on an Upanishad. The Upanishad, there is a beautiful Mahavagya. Mahavagya means the ultimate word, which gives you enlightenment. There is a Mahavagya, the Svetasara Upanishad. There is a Mahavagya, Tattvamasi. The master says, Tattvamasi Svedagedo, Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi Svedagedo, Tattvamasi. You are that. Svedagedo is the disciple's name. You are that. And the story says the disciple became enlightened. It's going on. When I was speaking on this, one devotee asked me, Swamiji, maybe these techniques are for highly evolved souls. These techniques are for the people who are highly evolved in the spirituality. I told them, no, it is for innocent people. Understand, It's not for the highly evolved people. Highly evolved people doesn't need technique. They don't need technique. Just like the other day I was telling, if you achieve yama and niyama, then why do you need meditation? Why do you need yoga? You don't need asana. You don't need pranayama. No. I always tell people, Ashtanga yoga means not 8 steps, no, 8 parts. All 8 parts should be practiced at a time. It's not like a step by step, you will do one and next and third, and no. These techniques are given for innocent people who are tired of being cunning. Understand this one more word. Tired of being cunning. Unless you are tired of being cunning, you will not be able to achieve the truth or reality. You always, again and again, any method, any way, somehow you know how to escape from it. I've seen people do it. No, whatever Swami is saying, all right, but for practical purpose. The moment you say, but, yesterday I was having a discussion with one of our devotees. He heard everything I said, and then he said, but, I thought, the moment you say, but, over. Over. Unless you are tired of being cunning, you can't be helped. No technique can help you. People come and tell me, Swamiji, whatever you say is right, but please make me do whatever you say. What do you mean? Should I have two, 3 people to continuously beat you and make you do, or what? I tell them, you are a grown-up, mature person. Do it. One person came to me and he was telling, Swamiji, I have the extramarital relationships. I said that you know it is wrong. He said, yes, I know it is wrong and I am very clear that I am doing something wrong. I told him, then stop. He said, no, you only have to stop. I said, I stopped. I never had. Only you are having. If you are only having, it is you who is supposed to decide. I told him, what do you mean by I should stop? You mean that I should take your car key and not allow you to go there? What do you mean by I should stop? It is such a cunningness. And he told me, no, I surrendered me to you. You should take care. I told him, this is a nice story. Then I told him, then don't eat. You told that you have surrendered everything to me. Then stop eating. He said, what are you telling? You only told me you surrendered everything. Then just do whatever I say. Don't move from here. Sit. That he is not ready to do. You see, it's like a selective surrender. Very funny game. It's like a very clearly knowing that we are cunning and using some of these philosophies to support the cunningness. I tell you, just if you bring the honesty to your being, that's enough. Nothing else is required. Ramakrishna says, Saralatva, the simplicity, nothing else is required. I told him, I am not even saying your relationship is right or wrong. You only came and said. If you are very clear that it is nothing wrong, then perfectly all right, you do. If you are very clear, if it is something wrong, then drop it. But having the idea it is not right and telling that I am supposed to be responsible is cunningness. a very funny thing. See, I asked him, either you should be very clear that you are not doing anything wrong. Then there is no, I am not here to judge you. Who am I to judge? Your life, who am I to interfere? When it is okay with you and the other person, who am I to come in between? No, I am not peeping Tom. I am not going to interfere in your life. But if you say you feel it is wrong, then now I have little intelligence. Just be a little more intelligent, nothing else. Just be a little more clear, nothing else. But we are trained to be cunning. Mind is nothing but cunningness. The person who can't think straight, who can't act straight, he suffers in his life. Let me tell you a beautiful story. Story of a great enlightened being. How dedicated he was to the idea which he believed as truth. Understand? I am not even saying the idea which you believe should be right or wrong. There is nobody to judge the idea which you believe is right or wrong. How much you are dedicated to the idea is the main thing. How much you are dedicated to that idea is the main thing. One more thing, your dedication itself will be so powerful that will purify the idea which you are carrying, if at all there is some corruption in it. If at all there is some missing part in it. Your desire is powerful enough to lead you to the goal. Your dedication is powerful enough to lead you to enlightenment. This great master, this guy, he lived near my native place. He was a king of a small area. In his life, he has taken a vow that he will not hurt any Shiva's devotees. I dedicate my life to Shiva and Shiva's devotees. I will not hurt anybody who wears all these symbols of Shiva, Rudraksha and this Basma, with the ash and all those things. Whoever comes wearing all these things, he will give them food and take care of them. So all the beggars in the city, overnight conversion. They know that they will get food. But the beauty of all these things is, after wearing all these things, you can't do anything wrong in the public. People will catch you. No, that is true. It's like you are practically arrested for a whole day. You can't do anything wrong, at least in the public. You can't be open criminal. Even if you do something wrong, you can do only secretly. You can't do it publicly. So it's a big bargain, you see. You just give him food, and whole day he decides that he will not do anything wrong. It's a big bargain. Even socially, that is why in India, we created a system of the sannyasis. We are not afraid of homeless people. I was surprised here when we drive in the car, if a homeless person comes near and stands and asks for $1, people raise their windows. They say, no, Swamiji, don't give. You don't know. They may be having weapons. People are afraid of homeless people. But in India, either we give or we are not, we don't care. That's all. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. The fear does not exist. Homeless means not criminals. In India, when they take up the role of a sadhu, sannyasi, they are given everything. All the basic needs are fulfilled. And they also decide that we will not be anti-social elements. We will support if at all we can. Otherwise, we will keep quiet and eat and sleep. Anyhow, this king has decided, whoever comes with these symbols, we will respect. And the whole city came to know. The whole city, all beggars, overnight conversion. All of them have become Shiva Bhaktas. After a few years, his enemy thought, I should kill this guy. If I go in any other way, this guy will catch. They will kill me. If I go with all this Rudraksha and all this Bhasma, like a Shiva Bhakta, he will not kill me. And let me see his dedication for his ideology. The story says, it is not even story, it is a history. It happened. The guy came, the enemy came with all that dress of a devotee and asked the king that I should speak to you alone. I want to teach you something. King said, sure. He told all the assistants, guardians to leave, security to leave. Then he stabbed, put the knife on the king's stomach. The king was about to die. He called the security and told, see that he is taken care and nobody punishes him. Escort him till our territory is over, because people may kill him, people may disturb him. He is wearing all these things of Shiva. Means he is wearing all the things related to Shiva, the Bhasma and Rudraksha. As long as he wears all these things, it's my vow to respect. So see that he is respected inside our territory. So escort him till our territory. See, understand? He is dying. He is dying. And he understood it's his enemy. But dedication to the ideology. Understand? At least 1,000 kings ruled that province, that territory. His name is still alive. All South Indian Hindu temples will have his statue. Still they have his statue. He is one of the 63 great Saiva saints. All South Indian temple. No other king would have had so many statues. Still his murtis are there. People worship him, remember him. The day he was killed, still they remember him. Big celebration means the puja and offerings are conducted. Just to understand and give respect to his commitment to the ideology, his commitment to the truth. Understand, you are also going to die and I am also going to die. All of us are going to die. But a person who is committed to one ideology dies gracefully. Even if he dies, he lives forever. He lives forever. Still, we remember him. I remembered him. That's why I am able to tell this story. There are so many other kings. It's not that they have not died. They all have died, but nobody is remembered. He is remembered. Understand? Having the clarity, putting the ideology as the main theme of the life, giving respect to the ideology much more than your fear or death. If the ideology or the honesty penetrates your being more than your fear or greed, more than your life, your greed for life, then the truth will start descending on you. You are ready for the truth. People talk all nonsense. I have seen people coming and trying to argue with me. Some big words. In initial itself, I stop them. You are wasting your time. Just I stop them. Two things. Either you know or you don't know. People come and try to ask me big question. And I tell them, you see, let us have the first clarity. If you think you know, I am ready to listen. Please teach me. Or if you think you don't know, then listen. I'll teach you. But you can't say you know something and you want me to add something more on that. No. That is just foolishness. Either you know completely or you don't know completely. Be very clear about the truth. No, I know something, but I want you to teach a little more. Or just trying to show that I know. That's where the problem starts. Then nothing can be done. Nobody can help you. I always avoid this kind of arguments or this kind of talk. The problem is, always this kind of talk will lead to very bitter experience. Because these guys have decided very clearly that there are few things which they know. Or they want to prove, in at least the group, that they don't want to tell that they don't know. Now what to do? And if you take the truth core to the, if you take the step by step deeper and deeper, they will lose their grounds. Now either they have to show that they are ignorant, or they have to use some violent word to protect them. That's where it will end. Some sharp word. I always tell people, this kind of arguments will end in bitter experience. Please let us not entertain. The difficulty is, honesty to the ideology does not exist. We have too many big words, theories, but never true to the core, true to what we know. Never the truth has become such an important thing in our life. Go on and on and on, read something here and there, and just entertain yourself. See, if you are just reading some books, it can be a good entertainment, but not to enlightenment. Entertainment is different from enlightenment. Just because you are entertained with some good books or some intellectual books, don't think you are enlightened. Understand, these books which helps you to sharpen your logic or gives you more and more words, they give you a sort of a pseudo satisfaction that you know. That is where the problem starts. They give you the pseudo satisfaction that you know. No. See, with this king, this great devotee, just one ideology. I will be devoted to Shiva's devotees. He might have died. Of course, the story says, because he was cool and calm and integrated, even at the time of death, he achieved enlightenment. And the Shiva appeared and gave darshan and liberated him. Whether Shiva appeared or not, I don't know. I can be sure that he would have achieved enlightenment. For his integrity, so calm, integrated, even during the death, he is enlightened. And nothing else is required. That is the ultimate. In Ramana Maharshi's life, there is a beautiful incident. First time, when he heard some of from his relative, one uncle, the word Arunachala. He did not even know Arunachala is some place, there is a hill and all those things. Just that word, he says, just that word is enough. Very clearly I know that I am connected to it. That's all. Sometimes just a word, that click happens. Here Shiva is throwing all possible words so that as much clicks as possible, let it happen. He is using all possible things. Whoever feels connected to whatever thing, let them feel connected. I am also talking on all these techniques. If you suddenly feel connected to one technique, then start playing with it. Start doing it. Many people came and told me, Swamiji, I felt very deeply connected to the technique of anger. Day before yesterday's technique. A day before yesterday, what we are speaking, I felt really connected to that technique, Swamiji, because that is an everyday problem for you. That's everyday problem. Understand one more thing. That technique is not given for anger management. Anger management happens as a side effect. What we do, usually when anger comes, we just put our attention on the energy instead of putting our energy on the other person. And we see in a few minutes anger disappears, because when you don't visualize the person's face again and again inside your mind, inner space, the anger will not be there. The anger will disappear. Immediately we think, oh, now anger has disappeared. Why should I practice? Leave it. No. Then you will have anger again. You will have anger again. No. Even when you don't feel the anger, just try to find from where that emotion came. What was the source? And go into the source. Till you achieve the source, do not leave the technique. Do not use the technique just for anger management. If you are using the technique just for anger management, it's like using a diamond just to cut your brinjal. You got a beautiful diamond, and all you do is you cut your brinjal and potato in the morning. Do not use meditation techniques just for stress management. It is not just for stress management. It has got far more greater utility and truth behind it. Stress management is one side effect. The big problem in the West, yoga has been reduced to just an exercise. Yoga has been not just used, abused. That's the right word I have to use. Abused. And I always tell people, do not learn from unenlightened sources. Learn, even if you take little time, because enlightened masters will always be, they will respect that method, they will respect the tradition, they will respect that reproduction method. They will not give you in 1 week teacher training certificate. No. I have done 5 teacher training. Still I have not certified anybody. Still I am telling them, no, I have one more training. For our 2-day workshop, 5 teachers training we did. Still I am telling, no, read little more. Reproduce authentically the words. Because more experience oriented, not just certificate oriented. I was surprised when this, I was really surprised that just 100 hours training and you can become a teacher. And what these guys will do? Yoga is reduced just to physical exercise, and meditation is reduced just as a mental exercise. No. One utility of yoga is health, but not health alone. Ramana Maharshi says, just that one word, I felt so deeply connected. I know I am connected to it. Same way, Shiva is using all possible words, all possible techniques, so that you may feel connected to someone. Some one word, one technique, you may suddenly feel connected. One more thing, you are not 100% cunning. Even in cunningness, you are not 100% true. That is the problem. So there is some part where you are innocent. He is trying to touch that part by throwing so many words. You see, cunningness means not complete. That's the meaning of the cunningness. If you are complete in any one ideology, you will be innocent. Because you are not complete, that's why you are cunning. It means you are not cunning even 100%. Even in that, there is a patch of innocence in you. Shiva is trying to touch that patch. At some point, you are tired. By evening, you are tired of your cunningness. And you want to be innocent. See, sitting with kids and playing is nothing but your thirst, your quest to be innocent. Why do you feel so happy when you sit and play with your grandkids? Because again, few moments you are innocent. Your thirst to be innocent is fulfilled. With kids, you don't have to play all your big games. They can't judge you. They can't find out you are intelligent or not. They don't care whether you know all the philosophies or not. You can easily relate with them. Your thirst for innocence only expresses as a joy when you play with the kids. All of us have got deep thirst, quest to be innocent. So naturally, some moment you spend, you try to be innocent. When you are tired of cunningness, your innocence opens. This kind of great words, great techniques suddenly helps at those moments. Understand, these techniques are given for innocent people who can simply relate. In one sutra, Shiva says, just feel connected to the cosmic energy, universe, and become enlightened. You can understand this experientially when you feel connected to your grandchild, grandson or granddaughter, grandkid. When you are really sitting, completely melting, you can understand this word. If you sat with a master and melted at least once in your life, then you know how to feel connected to the universe. Some point, if you really felt the overflowing gratitude to something, the tantric traditions, before teaching the tantra, means the techniques related to physical relationship, they will ask you to practice celibacy for 12 years. Understand, you may think, why a person who is going to get married should practice celibacy for 12 years? According to the Western logic, he is supposed to practice something else, not celibacy. But here, the tradition of Tantra, they are requested to practice 12 years of celibacy. You may think, why? The whole system will become sensitive to relate, to connect. And not only that, during celibacy, you will have a lot of things going on in your mind, means the integrity will start happening. See, the celibacy is such a powerful technique which needs your whole energy, because you are trying to control something which is involuntary, which is not natural. You are trying to control the energies which is beyond your control. So when you try to do that, so much of integrity happens. I always tell people, celibacy is not a lifestyle, but it's a powerful technique. It is not a lifestyle, and it should not be a lifestyle. If it is a lifestyle, then there will be failure. But it can be a powerful technique for enlightenment. Even in the Eastern tradition, it was given only as a technique for enlightenment. When you are fighting with yourself, whether suppressing or unclutching or transforming or sublimating, anything, whatever word you may use, so much of integrity will start happening in you. It is used as a powerful tool for integration. The problem is, you should use it only as a powerful tool for integration towards enlightenment, not just for your ego fulfillment or for name and fame or to claim something that you are great. No, that is where the problem starts. Then problem starts. It should be completely your private personal life. I always tell even our ashramites, see, the decision should be your private spiritual decision. You have a full freedom to drop it. You have full freedom to drop it. Only then it will integrate your personality. Understand, the other day I was talking about the Vasishta and Vishwamitra. The Vasishta's celibacy is integrated in. He stayed with Arundhati. Arundhati is Vasishta's wife. Still now, In all Indian marriages, this Vasishtha and Arundhati are remembered as ideal couples. You will laugh. A celibate monk, celibate person is remembered as an ideal couple. In all Indian marriages, Vasishtha and Arundhati are remembered and saluted. There is a ritual called having darshan of Arundhati. Means the star Arundhati. The couple are supposed to have the darshan of Arundhati star and do namaskar to them and remember them and take a vow that they will live like them. You will be surprised. Vasishtha was celibate. Vasishtha achieved celibacy because he had a full freedom. He did not have social pressure to be a celibate. It was a free choice. It happened because he was integrating himself towards enlightenment. But with Vishwamitra, it was just a proof for his power. He wants to be celibate just to prove that he can also do what Vasishtha has done. He can achieve what Vasishtha has achieved. Vishwamitra thought himself as a competitor of Vasishtha. But Vasishtha never thought. Vasishtha never thought he is a competitor. Vishwamitra thought he was a competitor. It is like a conquering. You can never achieve if you are thinking of conquering. Then it will become ego satisfaction. Great masters always use the right method, right technique, the right system. But in course of time, it gets diluted. Krishna says in Gita, Yogo nashta parantapa. In course of time, truth is lost. That is what has happened even with the idea of celibacy. Even with the idea of celibacy, that's what has happened. This great truth, when Shiva gives, understand that you do not dilute any way in your life, because any dilution is dangerous. Not just no use, it will become dangerous. When you are tired of being cunning, when you are not really feeling like that much cunning, when you are innocent, these techniques can click. Something can click. That is why Shiva is trying all the possible methods. Whatever he thinks, whatever he feels, he is expressing. Just as you have the impulse to do something, stop. Very simple thing. Very simple thing. The only thing you need is you need to be a little innocent to do this technique. Just an innocent being, like a child, like a kid. That is where the difficulty starts. A little bit of innocence is enough. Patanjali says, in one Yoga Sutra, just sit straight, you will enter into meditation. Just the Padmasana, he says, you will enter into meditation. You may be surprised. How can that be? Just if you sit straight and you will enter into meditation. Impossible. Because we many times tried. We tried to sit straight, but we never entered into meditation. We never fell into meditation. We might have fell into sleep, not meditation. How can Patanjali say that? How can Patanjali say that sit straight, you will enter into meditation? There is one more beautiful Zen saying. A master goes to another master. Both of them are sitting. And when disciple comes to him, comes to the masters, the disciple asks, how can I achieve enlightenment? One master replied, just sit. The disciple asked, just sitting. How can I just sit? The other master just gave him a blow. Zen, you can't relate with these Zen things, what these guys will do. And the story says, the disciple understood how to just sit and became enlightened. It may look like stories, but I tell you, whenever you try to sit, you only try to sit. You don't just sit. Whoever comes to me and asks, Swamiji, how to do this? How to do that? No, that's right. But how to do it? Means still you have not become tired of your cunningness. See, whether it is devotion or meditation technique, anything will be successful only if you are become tired of your cunningness. Nothing else. Let me tell you from my experience. How to become enlightened, it's not that I was not knowing. I know it very clearly at the age of 12. Because at the age of 12, I had my first experience. But I was always working on how to encash on my enlightenment. Means how to express it for some benefits in the outer world. See, how to express it, how to use enlightenment. Only at the age of 22, I realized, after 10 years of struggle, I am not able to get my experience back, which I had at the age of 12, just because I am trying to use. Understand? In your life also, the big problem is, you can become enlightened at this moment. But all you are thinking, if I become enlightened, how will I express? How I can rule my wife? How I can prove to my husband I am somewhere superior to him? How I can stand out from the group? How I can prove I am somewhere better? Constantly, you are thinking, planning to encash your enlightenment. That is where the difficulty starts. Understand? People ask me, Swamiji, the stories we read, the moment some devotee called Lord appeared, Gajendra Moksha story says, the Gajendra elephant called Narayana, immediately Narayana appeared. We are shouting, nothing is happening. I don't think Gajendra had a cell phone or a hotline connection. But how? How it happened in their life and why it is not happening in our life? The problem is, you are constantly planning, if he comes, what all I should ask? If he comes, what all I should? How can I use? How to convert enlightenment into an utility? See, always you are planning to use enlightenment to achieve your ends. That is where the difficulty starts. Only when you drop the ends, enlightenment happens. But here, you are thinking, planning to fulfill your ends with enlightenment. So it became a vicious circle. Enlightenment is waiting, let you drop your ends, then I will come. And you are saying, no, let it come, I will use for my ends. But you don't understand, God is little more intelligent than you. That is where the difficulty starts. When I tell people, just be little innocent, just be little straight. Actually, if you are little innocent, you will be more straight. You will be honest. Innocence and honesty is directly connected. You will be a little simple. You will not have too much of energy to think too many steps further. People who sit and play the chess game, they can think even 5-6 steps further. If I do this, if he does that, then if I do this, then if he does that, then if I do this, if he does that, they can think even 5-6 steps. Playing chess on the board is okay, but not on the life. You will miss the life. You will miss the life. I always tell people, little bit of innocence, these great truths, you will catch it. 10 years it took for me that unconsciously I am sitting and planning constantly. If that experience comes back, if that enlightenment stays with me, how I will be, what I will do, all those things. That is why I was working so hard. So the driving force which was driving me, which was making me to do all tapas, was greed, not the truth. Understand? That was the reason my enlightenment was getting postponed. Many of us, not many, all of us, are postponing our enlightenment just by not being little innocent and simple. If you decide very clearly, I will not use, if God appears in front of me, this moment you will have the experience. You think, no, now I will decide, when he appears, then I will take care of it. Whatever I need to do, let him appear. After all, after that he can't say no. You have your own extension plans, underground plans. But you should know, he is beyond your underground. He can know. He knows about you much more than what you know about you. He knows about you much more than what you know about you. People come to me. Many times, I'll have a lot of funny games. These guys who come to me, they think that they are really intelligent. No, really, this crow thinks it's very intelligent. And finally, it will be caught in a very poor way. The other animals can be caught if you give some good things, like a good food or some nice things. Crow can be caught for very cheap things. In India, they catch these birds. They will use nice things to catch like a dove and all other birds. If they want to catch deer, dove or other animals. But for crow, they will use only dirty things. Because it will come and sit only if the dirt is there. So this guy thinks he's very intelligent. Finally, will land only in the dirt. I've seen many people thinking very intelligent. And they will try to play all the word games. Finally, I tell them, Ale, you are playing with mind. I played with the mind. Only a person who can play with the mind can go beyond the mind. If you play with your mind, if you have played with your mind, if you know the secrets of your mind, you will know the secrets of the whole world and everybody's mind. People ask me, Swamiji, teach us how to read others' mind. Simple technique, I'll tell you. No, this is truth. It's a powerful technique, the technique which I'm going to give you now. You can read everybody's mind. No, really. All you need to do is just read your mind. No, really. See, just analyze your mind and just try to create a little bit of witnessing. Try to see your mind, how cunning you are. Same way others are cunning, that's all. See, what all the way your mind is playing game. Same way. Never think only you are so intelligent, others are not that intelligent. Never think that. Be very clear. I always tell people, one of my brahmachari asked me, Swamiji, how do you feel in this young age, so many thousands of people sitting in front of you, and wherever you go, such big crowd gathers. It was very intimate conversation. He asked me. I told him, fool, I am teaching you an important business secret, because you are also going to sit in the stage. You are also going to take classes. He is going through training for sannyas. Never believe people are listening to you just because they are sitting in front of you. No, truth. Never believe they are listening to you just because they are sitting in front of you. Never believe they are expressing their devotion just because they are touching your feet. No. Be very clear. Just like you are intelligent, they are also intelligent. They are also intelligent. I told him, that is the reason. Whenever people come to me and tell, Swamiji, I want to do this for the ashram, I tell them, I'll meditate and tell you. That's what will be the answer. I'll meditate and get back to you. Please talk to the secretary. Because the words which they utter, I can very clearly say, can very clearly see, they are just from here, not from here. I tell them, go a little deep. Go a little deep. If you want to know, if you want to read others' mind, a simple technique, just read your mind. Vivekananda says beautifully, if you know what is there in one handful of clay, if you have analyzed completely, you have thorough knowledge about one handful of clay. Now you have the knowledge of the whole world, the clay which, the whole world clay. Clay which is all over the world. If you have the knowledge of one handful of mud, you have the knowledge of mud which is all over the world. You know the basic things now. Only you have to apply that formula in a different way, in different place. That's all. But you know the sutra. You know the base. You have a mind. Just read your mind. Nothing else is necessary. Just read your mind. I always tell people, if you feel threatened by somebody, be very clear. You are threatening him unconsciously. That is why you are feeling threatened. He poses himself as a threat for you because he is threatened. If you read your life, your mind, you will be able to read anybody's mind. Because I read my mind thoroughly. I studied my mind thoroughly. I played with my mind. I can play with anybody's mind. I know what the mind will do. It will say when it comes. When I want to teach something to our brahmacharis, I tell them, just sit next to me when I meet the public. In India, sometimes even 2,000-3,000 people I will be sitting and blessing, answering the questions, sometimes even 20,000-30,000 people in the public darshans, answering their questions. I tell them, just sit here for 2 hours and see how I talk to people, how I answer. They said, Swamiji, it's mind-boggling how you handle. I tell them, simple thing. All you need to know is how you will handle your mind. Handle, that's all. Nothing else. How you handle your mind. Of course, to understand how your mind is cunning and how it is playing, you need innocence. Only if you are little innocent, you can understand the games of your mind. Only if you can look the mind little behind. As an observer, you can understand the cunningness of the mind. A little innocence will add so much to your mind, so much to your being, so much to your self. That is why Patanjali is able to tell, sit straight and you will fall into meditation. Because to whom he was talking, they were innocent people. They were completely connected. They were tired of all the cunningness. They are tired. Now Shiva is giving a technique for people who are tired of cunningness. See, you need very big, powerful techniques if you are too cunning. The more you become cunning, the more stronger technique is necessary. If you read some of the Shiva's techniques, they will be so simple because they are for innocent beings. Straight. If you feel something is clicking, the moment you hear this word, just stop. When an impulse comes, you will become enlightened. If you think, oh God, so simple. I think what he's saying is true. If you feel that click happening in you, this technique is for you. This is for you. If you are innocent, if you are tired of being cunning, understand, being cunning, never think you are intelligent. No. There is no such thing as intelligence on the planet Earth. Be very clear. All the fellows who are thinking they are intelligent are cunning. They think, see how I did, how I handled. Others means they wouldn't have handled with so much of intelligence. Everybody thinks like that only. People come and tell me, Swamiji, you spoke very well, such a high philosophy. I understood, but I doubt whether others understood or not. Really, they come and tell me, I understood, Swamiji, but I don't know whether everybody else understood. They say, I don't know whether others understood or not. When you can understand, how do you think others don't understand? Mind, it always thinks, I am somewhere special. Especially, all husbands believe the wife did not understand. Wife never believes husband understood. It's like a thumb rule. They always, when they come together for darshan, they tell me, Swamiji, whatever you said, I understood. Bless her also, she also should understand. It is something like a standard thing. And she talks to me separately and tells that I completely believe and feel connected to everything, Swamiji. But how to live with this guy, I don't know. Like you do not understand that others are also cunning like you, your mind. If you have a little bit of innocence, if you can look your mind little up from a witnessing mood, you will realize, you will be able to read what goes on in the other's mind. So understand this one technique. The best way to read others' mind is read your mind. Any situation, just put yourself and see how you will react. Do not calculate with all your morality which you learned. Naturally, how you will react. Understand? Same way the other person will react. Just that much of clarity is more than enough. Let's enter into the technique. Just as you have the impulse to do something, stop. Shiva says, when you have the impulse to do something, feeling hungry, you are about to eat, feeling thirsty, about to drink, or feeling like sneezing, you are starting, the impulse starts, stop. Charles Gurdjieff has used this technique. In Taoism also they use. Of course, in Zen they use. The big problem with this kind of techniques is they give you enlightenment immediately. You never expect, you never believe that you can become enlightened now. You are all sitting here because you are sure that you will not be enlightened when you go out. Now I'm very clear. If I say there's a guarantee, I don't think even 2-3% will be here. No, because there are so many things. After enlightenment, you do not know whether you will go back to your house or not. I do not know whether you will feel connected to the same family or not. Now, when I start telling all the other aspects of enlightenment, now they say, no, it's okay. We will take darshan, Swamiji, and get back to you later on. Even for initiation, the moment I say the initiation, I have seen half of the crowd will disappear. I have seen, no. He talks, let us listen, but not initiation at all too much, leave it. I always tell people who feel connected to the message but doesn't want the initiation, cunning fellows. Cunning fellows. Even if they are around me, useless. That is what Shiva says. Shiva says, when he starts this whole literature, the Tantra, he is teaching 64 Tantras. In that one Tantra is this Vijnana Tantra. None of these techniques is useful unless you are initiated by an enlightened master. Why, just to check the courage, just to check the power of the courage or the ability to take the risk. Actually, initiation is nothing. It's a very simple process. Beautiful story. One great leader from Sikh tradition, spiritual leader from Sikh tradition, he said that I am going to leave my body. Before that, I want to initiate 5 people. But the big difficulty is this initiation. For this initiation, you may have to give your life. I have to cut your head. Only then you can be initiated. I want 5 people who is ready to take initiation. There was a big crowd in front of him. Who will come? One more small story. Let me tell that story and then connect with this story. One spiritual leader, one religious leader, very big organized religion. The religious leader was having some heart trouble. Doctors said, if somebody donates their heart, if heart transplant can be done, he can be saved. But the person who donates the heart will die. So the announcement went all over the world. A big crowd gathered in front of his house. The assistant of that leader came out. He saw from the first floor that such big gathering. He thought that people have come here to donate the heart. They have come there to see who is going to donate the heart. Anyhow, the secretary, assuming that people have all come here to donate the heart, he just said, oh, I am so happy to see so many people ready to sacrifice their life for our leader. But now we have a big problem, how to select. I'll drop a feather from here. Whoever the feather falls, we will choose that person. So all the people shouted, yes, yes, let our leader be saved. The assistant dropped the feather from top. And all the people are, let God save him. Let God save him. Let God save him. Using the whole energy to blow the feather away. And the Sikh leader is the enlightened master of the Sikh tradition. He is asking, I want 5 people. But finally, one courageous young man said, I am ready. He came out. The master put the curtain. After a few minutes, he came out with a sword with blood. And he said, yeah, next. Slowly, one by one, 5 young people came out, and after finishing all the things, the master came out and said, these 5 will be in charge, responsibility of the whole tradition I created. And he opened the screen. Inside they saw the 5 goats were killed and all the 5 guys are standing alive. All the 5 people are standing alive. When he went inside, he cut the goat, came out and showed the sword. He did not kill them, but wanted to see how many have got the courage. How many had the courage? How many had the courage to take that risk? Ramakrishna, before initiation, he will ask the people, before putting the mala, hey, this is Kali's katka. Katka means the sword. Kali's sword. Kali Devi used to have a sword. Hey, this is Kali's sword. If you want to escape this moment also, you can escape. Run away. But don't repent after that. You are going to disappear, means enlightened. The Kali sword falls on you, naturally you are enlightened. And only after warning, he will initiate them. Courage. See, to take that step, you need to be innocent. A cunning fellow can never do that. See, if you are completely very clear that you don't agree with the idea at all, then don't come here, over. That person will not be here at all. But I have seen many people, they come regularly, listen, read all the books. When it comes to initiation, they say, no, not that. Let us wait. It means this knowledge is just a utility, so that they can go and tell these stories to others, or they can brag that they know more. They can use this idea somewhere in the life to develop their ends. I always tell people, using the knowledge of enlightenment to develop just your ends is abusing. It is abusing. You are not using that knowledge for the purpose. Or you are not allowing that truth to work on you. You are working on the truth. Not truth is allowed to work on you. I always tell people. It is just seeing the courage. Courage to enter. Courage to be innocent. Courage to face the truth. Courage to jump. See, unless you become tired of the same games which you are playing, whenever I tell people to practice some big techniques like a 1 hour, 2 hours techniques, I know they will come back telling me that they are not able to practice. I give them bigger techniques and inspire them also. No, you should do, only then this will happen. Only when they are tired of their cunningness, means the game which they are playing. So even you can see in your life. How many years you will play the same game? No, I am not able to meditate. I try this, I do that in the morning, but after a few days I stop. How many days you will go to this corner and that corner and this end to that end? Are you not tired? Are you not bored? Are you not tired of the same thing? Every time after 6 months when I come back, they will come and tell me. When last time I attended your course, 10 days I did, Swamiji, but not regularly. And now they are again fully inspired. And they decide this time, I will not miss. But next time when I come back after 6 months, I thought I will do, Swamiji, but what to do? My wife went back to India. Last time when I asked them, why did you not do? My wife is not allowing me, Swamiji. Now why you are not doing? No, she went back to India. You have some reason. You have some reason. Only when you are tired of the cunning games which you are playing with yourself. Many times you don't even realize you are cunning. It has become so unconscious. You don't even think you are cunning. You just justify. You just justify. Or you don't even look that much. You don't give that much of importance to the games you are playing. When you are really tired of the cunningness, this technique is for you. He says very simple thing. Just as you have the impulse to do something, stop. He is not telling, try to stop. No. Stop. Just stop. You'll be surprised. How can this lead to enlightenment? First, understand the science of your being and doing. See, in you there is two space. One is space of being, space of doing. You know the doing because constantly you are doing. You can't be doing anything unless you have a being, because only with being you can do. Whether you are walking or sitting or standing or eating, you have to be. Only then you can do. Being is the root of doing. Being is the base of doing. You can't do without being. Whenever the being enters the territory of doing, you can jump from the space of doing to being. Understand very clearly. Whenever the being enters the territory of doing, you have two spaces. One is being, another one is doing. You are doing constantly. And you are being. Your being, you would have never experienced your being because you never stopped doing. Even in your sleep, you are constantly doing. Your dreams are doings. You are constantly doing. The moment you stop doing, you fall into sushupti, deep sleep. The moment you are out of deep sleep, again start doing. You don't stop doing at all. That's why you never experienced being. Without doing, if you are aware, you will experience being. In your case, either you are doing. If you stop doing, you are unaware, means unconscious, deep sleep. Never aware. If you are aware, you are doing. From being space, when your energy penetrates the doing space, the door opens, you can just jump in. When this door opens, you can go out and you can come in also. Any impulse, when it starts, from your being space, your energy is moving towards the doing space. When you are about to sneeze, when you're sneezing, when you get that feeling that you are going to sneeze, just see, visualize. From your being, that strong impulse to sneeze is rising. And it is slowly becoming action. Same way, when you are about to express your anger, when you are about to express your lust, in the Vedic tradition, we ask people to fast to experience this only. Fasting is the easiest way to experience the impulse. Within a day, you will experience that impulse to eat. If you fast just one day, the impulse to eat will rise. When it rises, just see how your being is pushed towards the doing. Simply you will walk to the kitchen and start cooking or grab something. Just to witness, the fasting was used for this technique only. It was used to practice this technique only. Fasting, sneezing, all these things are very authentic impulses. And the hunger, sneezing, all these things are straight from being. They are all very authentic impulses. You can use those opportunities to jump into the being. Guruji used this technique in a very powerful way. He used to tell people, tell his disciples, whenever he whistles, it creates a whistle sound. Whatever they are doing, they have to stop. Just stop. That they can't adjust. If your eyes are open, open. You can't close. If you are standing like this, stand. Just freeze. You can't adjust your hands and stand. No. If your one leg is above, up, in the air, it has to be. You can't just put them down. No. All these things are techniques only. Understand? All these murtis are describing those techniques only. Freezing the body as you are. If they are dancing, and if they are dancing with one leg up in the air, they have to stand just like that, over. If they fall, the body can fall, but they should not cooperate or adjust with the falling. It's a very powerful technique. And once the story says, his disciples are writing reminiscence. He sent 3 of his disciples to make a canal inside the ashram. And he shouted, stop. They stopped. The disciples are working. All the 3 stopped. And he opened the water. He opened the water. Now water is getting filled through the canal. Water came up to the knee level. One disciple thought, I think master doesn't know the water is flowing. If he knows the water is flowing, he would have told us to get out, let me jump. He just jumped and got out. He came out. The water came up to the nose level. The second guy thought, no, who wants all this meditation and enlightenment? Better let me be alive. If I am alive, at least some other technique I can practice. I think this fellow has decided to kill us. I am not going to die. I want to live. And later on, I will practice some other technique and become enlightened. He just jumped out. And the story says, third disciple stayed. In few minutes, he floated because there was no ego inside his body. You may think, only in stories all these things happen, Swamiji. No. Enlightened Master is a living proof that stories happen on the planet Earth. Stories can happen in your life. He is the reassurance. He is a promise. He is a guarantee that stories can happen in your life. Nothing is a story. He is here to make stories as a history. Understand? When you are a little less cunning, when you are a little innocent, these words will directly connect with you. These words will straight away work on you. You will not be thinking again and again to open up, to take the next step. I always tell people ask me, Swamiji, why should we charge for meditation programs? I tell them, either give completely free or charge highly. It is just to see how this fellow is committed. Whenever we get some people saying that we are not able to, I tell them, either completely exempt, inquire, if it is a real case, completely exempt, or charge highly. Because if you charge the middle level, they will judge you only to that extent. People respect only how much money they pay, the truth. It's the truth. They don't understand. And one more thing, just to see how much of things, how much of risk he can take, or how much he respects, how much he can open. It's very easy just to open your mouth. People tell me, my whole life is yours, Swamiji. I tell them, please come for a weekend workshop. No, I have some other engagement already, Swamiji. They tell me, I surrendered to you. My whole life is yours. But if I tell them to do the weekend workshop, what they do? They say, no, I have some more commitment. I already made some work, Swamiji. It's a very easy thing. Innocence means doesn't bother to take next step. If you are bothering, to take next step, be very clear, you are not innocent. And this technique is not for you. And if you don't bother, you just feel, God, I was only not knowing what is the next step. I was only waiting. Will he not tell me to take the next step? If you are in that mood, this technique is for you. You can be only in these two moods. Either, no, I can't take the next step. Or, I'm just waiting for the next step. He is not telling me. If you are in the mood, I'm waiting for the next step. He is not telling me. This technique is for you. You are in the space of innocence. Understand? To practice this technique, just try even with fasting. You can try with fasting or just sit at the AC, cool air. You will have the sneezing mood. Just simple things is enough to awaken your being to the level of doing. You can penetrate the inner space. When you feel like sneezing or when you are really thirsty, I am not saying psychological thirst or hunger. Whenever you see that McDonald's tower, you will feel hungry. Whenever you smell that pizza, you will feel hungry. That is a psychological hunger. Understand? That's not the true hunger. When the time comes, you will feel hungry. No. That is not the real hunger. The real hunger comes even if you don't remember the time has come. Even if you did not see the time, the real hunger will be there. Whenever you feel that real hunger, really when you are about to sneeze, of course, sneezing you can't imitate or you can't control. Just see what happens to you. Just stop, freeze your whole system. You will see, you experience a glimpse of the thoughtless awareness. But before entering into this technique, prepare yourself to be a little more innocent. To be a little more innocent. Innocence is the basic truth which is taught through this technique. If you are innocent, any moment this will happen. You will open up. Zen stories say, just one leaf falling from the tree, the guy who was sitting and watching became enlightened. Just a leaf floating in the air, and when it reached the ground, he reached his being. When you are completely innocent, open, even a small leaf floating in the air, you may feel connected and just relax. You will relax. Feeling connected, feeling innocent is the basic requirement for any spiritual experience, any truth. Stop using too many words. I request you, at least do not use enlightened master's words just to enrich your knowledge, just for your own ends. Let these great master's words work on you. If you want to achieve your own goals with this knowledge, there are enough of self-development books, all those nonsense. But with the master's words, if you allow them to work on you, you will achieve the ultimate personality. You will achieve the truth, the core. All you need, just be little innocent, nothing else. So before entering into the technique, this beautiful technique, just be little innocent, a little bit of straightening yourself. And this will happen if you are tired of your cunningness. If you are tired, if you are bored of the same rut in which you are traveling, the same thing. Many times I think, how can people say that they want to meditate but they are not able to sit? If you want to meditate and you are not able to sit, means pure cunningness. Means inside you are playing a game. One part of you wants and one part of you doesn't want. That's all. When you want to sit, how can you be not able to? As long as you have these two, you are playing with cunningness. All I wanted to tell you, just drop that and just become a little more innocent. There's a beautiful incident which happened. A great master, Ramadas, in his life. His master just chanted that word, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. He did not even tell the meaning, or he did not even initiate him. Just that word, he was awakened. And he says, after that, I never forgot that mantra. Never forgot that mantra. So innocent, his very being could experience different space just by one word. So I think all we need to know, or all we need to do, is a little bit of innocence. This technique is for the people who are innocent. The first day Shiva was giving the technique to work with the pain. Second day he was giving technique to work with the pleasure and joy. Third day he was giving technique to work with any emotion raising, any emotion. Now he is giving us technique to work with impulse which is raising. When your being penetrates the space of doing, how you can jump from the space of doing to the being. Whenever your being penetrates the space of doing, a new door opens. You can use that space to get into the space of being. You are in the space of doing always. So whenever the door opens, when you have an impulse for sneezing or hunger or anger or thirst, that being door opens and it penetrates to the doing, and use that door. Just stop. If you feel that hunger, don't eat, just be with that hunger. Go into it. And if you feel that thirst, just feel. Go into it. If you feel that sneezing mood, just go into it. Stop. Just be. You will suddenly see, you experience a space of being without doing. People tell me, I understand the devotion is a great thing, Swamiji, but somehow I am not able to be devoted. And the people who are intellectual type, they always think these devotees are fools. They are too emotional. They are taken for a ride, or they are gullible fellows. I say no. To trust, to be devoted, you need intelligence. To be questioning and constantly to be doubtful, you don't need intelligence. Any fool will be like that only. Any fool will be doubting, questioning. But only to trust, you need intelligence. You need to open up. People who suffer in insomnia, who are not able to sleep, they are not able to trust that they will be alive even if they relax. You are not able to trust that you will have a life even if you relax. That's the reason suffer with so much of sleeplessness. If you are not able to relax, you need this technique. Means you need a little bit of innocence. I always tell people, simple, innocent, devoted people are 1,000 times better than the so-called intellectual, spiritual guys, who is well read, seen enough of gurus, almost half guru, knows all the business techniques, just waiting for the right place. These type of guys will never achieve anything, will never reach the truth, will only continuously be radiating the cunningness and vomiting that cunningness on others. So now with this great technique of Mahadeva, just as you have the impulse to do something, stop. Your cunningness is also one more impulse for your survival. You always think you will survive only if you are cunning and planning. Now, stop first that cunningness. Let us stop being cunning. Let us be a little innocent. And second step, whenever you get the situation, whenever an impulse like anger, thirst, us.
Shukra Indrananda, I hope all of you have enjoyed this. They're really, really, really powerful. And Swamiji has, as I said, he has spoken from 2005 to 2007, 2 years. Regularly he spoke on Shiva Sutras. And as you see, he's so young. These are one of the Swamiji's earliest thoughts. So, so wonderful. Yes, ma, I will share the link and I'll share the link. Any questions, anyone, let me know. So, ma, this is the YouTube link that I played now. Shukrendrananda, are you there? This is the link. You can save this link. So, Nithyananda meditation, in the interest of time, we will do it tomorrow or day after. So, we'll be doing actually multiple times during this program. So, so I'll conclude the sessions here for today, unless you have any questions. So, let's pay our deepest gratitude to Swamiji. With the space of deep gratitude, let's conclude with the Purna Mantra. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं भगवत् श्री नित्यानन्द परमशिव पादुकार्पणमस्तु Om Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, everyone. Thank you so much. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Nithyanandam.